Welcome to 3 Reasons Why, where I pick a book and I give you 3 reasons why you should read this book. And on this month, this is New to Me Authors November. That's what I'm calling it, New to Me Authors November. Okay, so I picked 3 books to read where these authors are new to me. And 2 of the books I decided to do something else with them. So you'll see them in something else later because they was just I don't feel I could have did it justice on 3 reasons why. So I'm like, oh, let me figure out what I can do next with these. Okay. So also, I hadn't planned on doing the 3 reasons why for Thanksgiving Day, but somebody, Serena, yeah, that person was like, girl, put one up, so I definitely went ahead and I'm going to do one. And it's a series that I picked up last Thanksgiving that I didn't get to, and I'm going to do it for Thanksgiving Day. I feel like it's appropriate. So let's go ahead and do that. But let's get started on the very first new to me author in November. And her name is Talena Tillman. Okay. Now I've been seeing this book on TikTok and I was like, I gotta read it. I love the cover. And then I just love the name Say Less. And then, I was like, I gotta read it. I gotta read it. I gotta read it. So let's go ahead and get started. But first, let me give you the synopsis. So Say Less, Cap and Mo by Talena Tillman. He's her best friend, her protector, her soulmate. Capone was all in one for Mariah. He served as her everything. They started as best friends, but their love for one another eventually blossomed into something more beautiful and more powerful. Unfortunately, life gets in the way of their sudden feelings for one another. Mariah leaves Capone scorned and heartless. But does he play a role in their fallout too? Certain decisions separate the two souls for years. Then out of the blue, Capone gets an urgent call from his best friend. It's me, Cap. The moment I heard her soft, shaky voice, my heart rate accelerated. There was silence before she spoke again. I know it's been years, but the last time we spoke, you told me if I ever needed you, you would come. I need, Say less. I cut her off. Send me the address, Mo. Now, let's get into this book. Okay, so this book is about Capone, which is Cap, and Mariah, which he calls Mo. She calls him Cap, he calls her Mo. And they grew up as best friends. Now, he's 2 years older than her. Their parents, their mothers, were best friends. And basically, he's 2 years older than her. So he loved her before she even existed, before she was born. And he showed her that throughout her life, growing up, always protecting her, loving her. And that protection and that friendship turned into something more to the point that she trusted him to be her first on everything. And I thought that was so cute. But as she got older and her feelings got stronger, she asked him to do one thing. And he was like, I can't. I'm not ready. So she decided to walk away. But I feel like when she decided to walk away, she didn't tell him. She just said, not, and I'm not going to say literally like she walked away, but she made moves and that broke him. But then she did something else and that broke him more. So if you read the book, you'll know what she did. Okay. Because I'm not going to tell you that part, but something else I probably will tell you. Okay. So then we fast forward. Here we are 4 years later. She picks up the phone. She calls him. She says she needs him and he's there. But when he gets to her, he sees her and he's pissed. Do you hear me? Pissed. And all she can do is just cry and say, just hold me and help me. And he does that. Okay. So now I'm going to get into the 3 reasons why you should read this book. My third reason was for Mariah, and it was strength. Okay. Now for 4 years, Mariah was in a relationship that wasn't a great relationship for her. It wasn't a great situation. And eventually she got tired. And she was like, I got to get out of here because I feel like he's going to kill me. And she did. So that's why I picked the word strength, because, you dealt with this for 4 years and you're finally saying enough is enough. And my life is more important than anything else in the world. So I do commend the author on showing her strength and finally getting out of a situation that was not a healthy situation for her. So definitely love that. Okay. So my second reason why you should read this book is protection, but it just wasn't just a protection. He was a protector. Capone Cap. Oh my God. Yo, he was bae for real. Like, no games whatsoever. Ever. He was so rough around the edges, but then he wasn't. Like, one thing I can say that I love the most about Capone is he was a one woman man. Now, granted, his heart was with Mo. His heart was always with Mo. But even though he could have messed around with so many women, he said, I only had one to deal with because I'm not that type of dude. I loved that. Like, I love that so much. I love that for him. I love that for Mo. And I loved reading that. So it was definitely great to hear. So, like I said, the protection for me, for him, he did anything she asked him to do. She respected him. He respected her. The streets respected him. The nigga that he got to who hurt Mo respected him too. That part right there, I kind of loved. Like, no, I didn't kind of love it. I loved it. So if you read it, just know that I was all for what he did to him. I'm sorry to say it, but I was all for it. Okay. Now, my number one reason why you should read this book. Okay. So I wrote down Forever Love, but like the more I looked at it and listened to the book, I felt like, I'm saying listen, but the more I read the book, I felt like their love was like this soul tying love, this eternal love, this love that you can't get out of your skin, like your soul, like it's in there forever. No matter who you go and be in a relationship with, they always loved each other. Like she says, I always thought about you. I continue to think about you. I still love you. I always love you. I will always love you. And vice versa. He said the same thing. Now, granted, even though they loved each other the way they did, I felt them being apart helped them in their relationship. Okay. Because then they come back. She's finally getting everything that she asked for. And I love that. But I kind of didn't like the way she went about it. Like, my thing is, granted, yes, you were 19 years old and it was a big decision and you knew that you wanted to enjoy your life. Like, she ended up becoming this real big, huge stylist that makes great money. But if she would have stayed with Cap and just dealt with, just basically been in a relationship with him the way that she really didn't want to, would she have gotten what she want? And then I feel like, would he have grown as much as he did? I feel like he was already grown and knew what he wanted, but he knew what he was missing, and it was Mo. So I definitely love that they both knew what they wanted, but they had to kind of take a step back to come back for us. So it's kind of like, let's play Mama May I, and then when you messed up, you had to go back 10 steps or 3 steps or however many steps when you messed up if you got caught. So I think that's what it was with them, because it came back in full circle and the chemistry between them was so great. But I'm going to tell you this, Mo was a spoiled ass brat. Like, she was spoiled. Like, so he spoiled her as making sure she had everything and gave her what she wanted, but he also spoiled her as his woman. So it was definitely, she was spoiled. She was used to getting her way with him. And I felt she was a little selfish when it came to his feelings. Now, granted, like I said, just read more. Just read the book. Please read the book. That's all I can say is just read the book. I love a great love story. I love friends to lovers, and this was a perfect friends to lovers. Okay. So now let me go ahead and give you my favorite quotes. And here we go. I will walk through the desert heat to get to you, Mariah. I will swim the deepest sea and climb the highest mountain for her. For years, I'd been waiting for her to love me the same fucking way. If she would allow it, I would be her man, protector, and best friend. That summed him up so much, because like he said, she wasn't allowing him when they were younger. But now she's back 4 years later and she's allowing him. So he's always loved her. And he just wanted her to allow him to love her back. I loved it. Definitely loved it. Talena, this is my first book by you. This will not be my last. And I loved it. Not even that. I saw that they're going to get a Christmas story. I'm so excited to see what she's going to do with that. Like, I mean, can it be? I know it might be like a recent Christmas, but like, are we going to get them getting married or already married? Are we going to get her pregnant? Like, what we going to get? And I loved it. I just loved the story. And his best friend. I would love to see a story about his best friend in the book. I gotta remember his name. I feel like he has one, but I don't know. Like, I definitely don't know. So I'm going to see if he does, because that would be so cool. I'm trying to look for his name as I'm like sitting here rambling on, because, I'm famous for saying, can you make them a story? And his best friend was Ace, because Ace loved Mariah just as much as Capone, but Ace loved Mariah as a brother. Like, they had that sibling relationship, and not even that, Ace was the only one. Well, we thought he was the only one that knew about their romantic relationship. So, again, thank you, Talena Tillman. This was a great read by you, my first read by you. This is my new to me author, November. And again, like I said, my first author was Talena Tillman. So join me next week when I get a new book, a new author to me, and give you 3 reasons why you should read this book. And if you would, you know what? Let's do this. If you guys have an author that you see that I have not read, or you might not thought I read, or if it was a book that you would like for me to read and do on 3 reasons why, you should go ahead and slide in my DM or put it in the comments below when I post this video. And I will definitely read it, because I love reading new authors. I love reading books. And even if an author hears this and they want me to read their book, drop it. Let me see. And I got you. Okay. So thank you for joining, and bye for now.